All right. Hello, everyone, again. Funny seeing me like this, right? The craziness with the hurricane, with Hurricane Idalia, I guess was the name of the hurricane. Can't remember. Anyway, it's kind of messed up Unit 2. Unit 2 was a long unit anyway. It had seven subparts, and that's the longest of the units that we have. But we're coming to the end of that, and the one thing that we are able to do, which we didn't do in class the other day, was had to do with an assignment on EdCitement. Now let's go back and just review real quick what we've talked about. Is mainly the end of the Revolutionary War. The Articles of Confederation were the law of the land, and they were horrible. We know they were horrible just through Shays' Rebellion. Shays' Rebellion, remember, was led by Daniel Shays. He had been a captain in the Massachusetts militia, lost his farm to foreclosure because he was never paid. Congress didn't have the ability to tax, remember, under the Articles of Confederation. So they were never able to pay most of the soldiers. Remember, I mentioned Benedict Arnold as well. He had been a general with the U.S. Army, with the Continental Army, I should say, and went over to the British because the Continental Army would not pay him. He was not one of these generals who came from a wealthy family. He did not come from. In fact, his family was very poor, and so he could not subsist without payment. Well, anyway, he ended up going over to the British. The British paid him, and he and his wife, after the Revolutionary War, went to England, and they were never accepted into British society. Anyway, then finally, because of the problems with the Articles, push came to shove, and they had a constitutional convention, which created a new constitution, which was pretty much written by James Madison. Not only did he write the Constitution, but he also wrote the first 10 amendments, which is called what, guys? The Bill of Rights. And he was also called the father of the Constitution because of that. And we went through the Bill of Rights. We've gone through several other things, and we're going pretty much into the War of 1812. And we were talking about the War of 1812, that it was pretty much a stalemate. It was a draw. It was the guys shaking hands. At the end, nice war, but we'll go home, you'll go home, type of thing, with the Treaty of Ghent. And of course, the battle that happened in New Orleans didn't have to happen if they had Twitter or a 24-hour news cycle, which we have today, right? But unfortunately, they did not have that technology then, and they didn't hear that the Treaty of Ghent had been agreed to, and they didn't really have to fight the battle, but they did. It was a major rout for the American forces over the British, where they lost less than 100 men, less than 100 casualties, and they had over 2,000 casualties for the British. So it was a major rout on behalf of the Americans. Now, that really pushed patriotic fervor that I talked about in class, and I likened it. I likened that patriotic fervor to what happened after the first Gulf War. Everybody was, as Lee Greenwood says in the song, they were proud to be an American, and proud of the job that our fighting forces did. Well, it wasn't just our fighting forces, it was the United Nations war. But that's beside the point. What we're going to do is we're going to get into what James Madison said to Congress. In fact, this assignment that we're going to have is going to be, it's on Edcitement again. You're going to be pulling it up and reading essentially what we have, and you'll need to when you click on the link that's on the assignment, you'll need to scroll down to lesson activities, just like we normally would. I think this is the third Edcitement that we've worked on this quarter. And go to activity 4 and answer those 4 questions, and only answer those 4 questions. There's a lot of stuff to read, okay? As you go through the entire Edcitement on this. This is about essentially his what they would call a State of the Union address to Congress that the president does every, I guess it's January, that the president gives the State of the Union address. And this essentially is what is on James Madison's mind at this time. And you know, this is 1812, just about to go into war with Great Britain. But what you want to do, you want to answer those 4 questions just on activity 4. Okay? These questions are actually under questions for analysis. So if you look under the questions for analysis, it's those 4 questions. Okay? Only those. And what I'd like for you to do, don't put them on a Google Doc. Don't put them on plain paper. Put them on a note sheet. Okay? You've got plenty of note sheets, right? Put them on a spare note sheet that you have that has room on it. But one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to forget your name. Actually, not so much your name, because you know what you've already put your name at the top. But don't forget the date on this and the title, which is Edcitement, having to do with James Madison address to Congress regarding the War of 1812. Okay, so stay safe out there, guys. I guess we're getting the rain on Wednesday, heavy rain on Wednesday, high winds Tuesday or Thursday morning, going into midday, and everything should be out by then. So you will actually, it'll be 3rd block and 4th block that will be actually showing up for Friday's session, for which you will have a substitute. And I've already warned 3rd and 4th block on Schoology through the messages on Schoology that you need to sit when you come into class on Friday. You need to sit in your regular seats, your regular assigned seats. Otherwise, you are going to be marked absent by the substitute, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want you come screaming to me on Tuesday that you were marked absent. Well, if you sit in your regular seat, that wouldn't happen, would it? Okay. Well, anyway, we are pretty much done with this. That I've given you all the instructions that you need for this. Really, if you missed what I said, just go back in the video, take the video back, and listen to it again, just to find out what you're going to be doing. Okay. So anyway, you guys take care. Be safe out there, and we will see you next Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye.